Hi and welcome back to Sleep Nurse UK. I am Laura and today I thought I would talk about why is it so important that we need sleep. This is such a big question and I've been doing lots of research about sleep and the theories of sleep, which I'm going to bring to you in today's video. So first of all, why do we need sleep? This is the question. Researchers are still conducting research, experiments, and looking at the reasons why we sleep, because the simple answer is it's such a complex system. And they may have put Katy Perry up into space, but the reason that we need sleep is still being discovered. There are three main theories in regards to why we sleep. The first one is the evolutionary theory, and this believes that we sleep because long time ago, when we were hunter-gatherers, we needed to sleep because we needed to somewhere to stay still, where we were safe and we were free from predators. So going into a sleep-like state actually kept us safe and it kept us alive. So it stayed with us from an evolutionary process, keeping us safe, and that is why we sleep. Not so prevalent now that there'd be a saber-toothed tiger outside your bedroom door. Reason number two is the restorative theory. So this theory believes that we sleep because our body repairs itself as we sleep. And there is research to suggest that tissues and muscles repair themselves when we sleep at night. Also, growth hormones are released as we sleep and toxins are cleared overnight. So it's a really important method for our bodies to restore and repair. The third theory of sleep is neuroplasticity, and this is more to do with our brain. This theory believes that we organise memories and we consolidate what we have learned in the day, and also brain tissue grows and is reorganised. A lot of scientists believe that it is these last two theories that are the most likely reasons that we sleep. So to restore and also to repair, to consolidate memories. It's a real mix of all those things. What we do know is sleep is so important. And if you take a look back over history, our relationship with what we think sleep should be and society's view on sleep really does change. A long time ago, sleep was very revered, it was felt very important. And if you compare that with a shift that's happened in recent years of actually, I'm sure everybody's heard the phrase, oh, you sleep when you're dead, or a real focus on business people getting it all done, surviving off caffeine and very little sleep has been more popular, really pushing sleep to the background as not an important process. It's more important to get to the gym, to get your business calls done, to parent, to get out there and work. And sleep pretty much is the thing that you do at the end of the day for a couple of hours. But actually, the research shows it's so important for our daily functioning. So a study in the UK actually found that 1 week of sleep deprivation actually affects the gene expression of over 700 genes in our body. We also know that when people are sleep deprived, it is affecting so much more than how they are feeling. And yes, that is a big part of it. But physically, for example, women who are sleep deprived for a period of time are at increased risk of heart disease, increased risk of depression, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. For children, we know that when they have had good quality sleep, it improves their behavior, their concentration, and it also aids their growth and development. So it's such a huge thing physically as well as emotionally. And I touched briefly there on that sleep deprivation can cause depression. It affects how we feel day to day. And there is a strong link between severe sleep deprivation and postnatal depression. It's so important, and it's often something that can be overlooked or thought, let's just get on with it. And as a sleep consultant, I really think a big part of my work is about educating and letting people know that if you are not getting good quality sleep, it's not just about how you're feeling. It's not just about getting through and making the most of it. It is so important to make changes for not only your mental health, but your physical health as well. Now, looking a little bit more at sleep, we go through various sleep cycles through the night, and I'm sure you've heard of non-REM and REM sleep. Non-REM sleep consists of 4 stages, going from drowsy, which is stage 1, right to stage 4, which is when you're in quite a deep sleep, and it'd be hard to rouse you from that sleep. REM sleep, or rapid eye movement, is that state of sleep where scientists know that we dream. In REM sleep, there's an increase in that blood flow to the brain, and it's quite an active stage of sleep. Now, adult sleep cycles and baby sleep cycles are quite different. And babies and little ones, sleep cycles don't mature till that resemble adults until about 4 months of age. And before that, infants tend to spend about 50% of their sleep in the REM stage, which is why newborns are quite active sleepers, because they're in that rapid eye movement sleep for up to 50% of the time. So you might see them moving about more, you might see their eyes flickering, and that is normal because their sleep cycles haven't developed yet into that of adults. And it's important that we know when this change in sleep cycles takes place, because as a sleep consultant, I wouldn't work with children under the age of 4 months because they haven't developed their permanent, more adult-like sleep cycles until then. And then trying to impose any sort of sleep training or molding their sleep before that is normally counterproductive. They really need to go through that 4-month period of development before we know what their permanent sleep cycles are going to be like. Sometimes children might be a little bit unsettled sleepers before that mark, and then once they develop those more adult-like sleep cycles, they actually sleep better. If you did have a little one under 4 months of age, I have actually got an ebook on my website, sleepnurse.uk, which goes into a little bit more detail about very gentle methods that you can use for under 4 months if you wanted to mold their sleep slightly. And I have to say, it's certainly not formal sleep training. There's no methods in there. It's just tips and techniques that you can use to help build quite a strong sleep foundation. So please head on over if you are interested in that. But the message of this video really is sleep is such a huge part of our lives. And I think as parents, sometimes we can just think, I'm just going to get on with it. But if something isn't working for you or your family, please reach out and get some help and support, because sleep is, as I say, much more than just that emotional, how you are feeling. It has big impacts on your physical well-being as well. If you head on over to my website, you can book a free 30-minute call with me if you had a specific sleep concern that you just wanted to chat a little bit more about and see if I'm a good fit for you and your family. I work with families all over the world, helping them to discover more restful nights and finding the right fit of sleep training for them, that's going to be responsive and successful in getting your child to have a good night's sleep. That is it for this week. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.